Family Guy fans, get ready for the ultimate showdown. We're ranking the Griffin family from best to least best. From Peter's wild antics to Meg's constant misfortune, we'll uncover who rules the household and whose basement bound with Stewie's latest invention. Will Peter's lovable idiocy claim the top spot, or is Stewie's genius too strong to beat? And where do Lois, Brian, Meg, and Chris fit into the chaos of Quahog? Stick around to see the Griffins ranked Family Guy style. Let the madness begin. Starting off our ranking is the Griffin family's self-proclaimed intellectual, Brian Griffin.
You get out of here, I'll kill you!
The talking dog with a human touch stands apart with his Brown University degree, Peace Corps service, and connections to art legends like Andy Warhol.
Hey, what's up? We going for a ride in the car? No, I had a question for you. Don't ever do that unless you have a car ride to offer.
His philosophical musings often make him the family's voice of reason, though his high-minded attitude doesn't always align with his canine nature. Despite his wisdom, Brian is far from perfect. His emotional baggage and unrequited love for Lois create plenty of awkward moments.
Brian, your tail keeps hitting me.
If it's bothering you, I can stop.
And his struggles with relationships leave him projecting his insecurities onto others. Torn between being a dog and wanting to be human, Brian's inner conflict and self-righteous tendencies often hold him back. While his intellect and cultural achievements add depth, his self-destructive habits and inability to find emotional peace prevent him from reaching the top ranks. So, where does Brian land? With his mix of complexity and flaws, he earns a solid B rank, an important yet imperfect member of the Griffin family.
I realize I've wasted most of my life being a pathetic jerk.
Brian may have his moments, but no one bears the emotional weight of the Griffin household like Meg. The most tragic and misunderstood character in Family Guy, Meg embodies the awkward, perpetually overlooked teenager who's both the punchline of countless jokes and the victim of relentless mistreatment.
Hey Meg, don't be such a hothead.
What?
Initially introduced as the sweet teenage daughter, Meg quickly became the family's scapegoat. Despite yearning for acceptance, she's ignored, insulted, and humiliated by the very people meant to care for her.
Meg, your mother made soup for you. Here you go, honey.
Peter routinely belittles her, even joking he thought she was a house cat as a baby. Lois occasionally offers comfort, but often dismisses Meg with cruel remarks, like serving her food waste in steroids. Even Chris, who sometimes shows concern, adds to her neglect. Though often played for laughs, Meg's mistreatment carries a darker undertone of isolation and sadness, highlighted by gags like Peter trapping her in a car with his fart in Bango was his name. Oh, rare moments of connection, like Stewie teaming up with Meg in a shot in the dark or Brian writing a heartfelt article about her and dial Meg for murder, offer glimpses of her deeper character. Yet, Meg's life remains defined by neglect and ridicule.
Everybody spit on Meg!
Stop, you got
Her rare confrontations, like in Seahorse Seashell Party, reveal her strength, but the family's cycle of abuse always resumes, keeping her trapped in her tragic role. Where does Meg rank? Despite her resilience and rare victories, her constant mistreatment places her in the C rank, a character full of potential but overshadowed by her role as the family's emotional outlet and comedic punching bag. Despite Meg's struggles, her mother Lois occasionally shows a softer side.
Will Lois Griffin please come to the courtesy booth? We have a little gift for you.
Oh, for God's sakes, Peter.
Yay, Lois!
On the surface, Lois Griffin seems like the perfect wife and mother, juggling chaos with ease. But as the series progresses, her darker, more complex side emerges, revealing a woman who craves control and often disregards others' emotions.
No. Paper. Towels.
Lois' marriage to Peter is filled with tender moments but also unsettling dynamics, from her sadomasochistic tendencies to her power plays in the relationship. This need for control extends to her children, with Meg bearing the brunt of her emotional detachment and criticism. Lois' interactions with Chris are similarly cold, while even Stewie has harbored resentment toward her, though their relationship softens over time. Despite these flaws, Lois occasionally shows compassion, like comforting Chris or expressing sadness over Meg. However, these moments are overshadowed by her emotional neglect and manipulative behavior. Her intelligence and grounding presence keep the family functioning, but her toxic tendencies hold her back. Lois earns a B rank, flawed yet undeniably impactful. Her manipulative streak and lack of emotional investment prevent her from reaching the top, but she remains a central force within the Griffin household.
And don't forget, if you screw this up, Mommy's gonna kill all of your toys.
Lois's patience is frequently tested, and no one pushes her limits more than her youngest, Stewie.
What? I said homosexuality is wrong.
The homicidal genius with a British accent, Stewie Griffin, is undeniably one of Family Guy's most compelling and entertaining characters.
Lois, let's have another baby.
What? Sweetie, you're not serious.
From his early days as a baby bent on world domination to his more nuanced and evolving storylines, Stewie's character is anything but conventional. His dark humor, razor-sharp wit, and penchant for chaos make him one of the standout members of the Griffin family.
I hate Bewitched.
Hey, so that's a pretty reasonable reaction, huh?
Though his speech often baffles most of his family, Stewie's intellect is undeniable. He possesses an ability to manipulate those around him with ease. His relationship with Peter and Lois is a mix of contempt, sharp sarcasm, and surprisingly, affection. While Peter often brushes off Stewie's advanced verbal barbs, Lois shows indifference to his sophisticated remarks. However, Brian is the one person who consistently engages with Stewie on a deeper level, sharing philosophical conversations and witty banter that highlight the full extent of Stewie's intelligence. Stewie's interactions with outsiders also add to his mystique.
I'll trade you this baseball for your souvenir bat.
Sure.
What did you learn?
While most characters are confused by his speech, there are a few, like Jillian and Connie D'Amico, who understand him perfectly. This running gag leaves fans wondering if Stewie's words are truly incomprehensible, or if he simply chooses when to be understood. As a character, Stewie has undergone significant evolution. His homicidal tendencies, once the driving force of his persona, have softened over the years, replaced with more humanizing moments, particularly in his interactions with Brian, where his vulnerability and more complex emotions begin to shine through.
Hey, Bri?
Yeah?
Despite his genius-level intellect, Stewie's not immune to childlike antics, like his obsession with toys, his rivalry with Meg, and his complicated relationship with Lois. So, where does Stewie rank within the Griffin family? His sharp intellect, biting humor, and considerable impact on the family dynamic make him a key player in the show. But it's his occasional displays of emotional depth, especially in his more tender moments with Brian, that push him above the others. That's why Stewie Griffin earns a well-deserved spot in our prestigious rank. While not perfect, his brilliance, personal growth, and undeniable presence in every episode make him one of the most memorable and multifaceted characters in Family Guy history. While Stewie's wit makes him a standout, Chris Griffin brings a different charm.
And this will be my life now.
The lovable goof of the family, Chris is endearing but clueless, often caught in family chaos with moments of hidden insight. His struggles with self-esteem and self-image mirror his father, Peter, as his weight and perceived lack of intelligence are often used for humor.
You smell like melted cheese. Yummy, 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 yummy.
Despite this, Chris is kind-hearted, good-natured, and occasionally shows surprising talents. Chris's unexpected strengths include his natural talent for art, nearly leading to a career in a picture's worth $1,000, and his quick adaptability, such as learning Cockney English in London. Though frequently overlooked, Chris has moments of maturity, like delivering a lecture on marijuana and lethal weapons or showing insight into relationships around him.
Brian's stupid! I must alert the townsfolk.
His relationship with Meg is slightly better than with their parents, as they share the frustration of being ignored. Chris's backstory, including being an accident and Lois's confession about trying to induce a miscarriage, adds darker layers to his character. His dynamic with the evil monkey, who becomes a friend in Hannah Banana, highlights his innocence and forgiving nature. Despite his artistic ability and flashes of common sense, Chris is often sidelined by stronger personalities. His self-esteem issues and childish behavior place him in the D rank, though his kind heart and occasional maturity show he's more capable than he's often given credit for. Though Chris's naivety and occasional flashes of brilliance make him a unique part of the Griffin family, the one who truly embodies its chaos is none other than Peter Griffin.
You sure that stuff is okay?
All I know is the guys who made it are dead.
Peter Griffin is the quintessential larger-than-life father figure, a mix of immaturity, impulsiveness, and unwavering pride, especially regarding his family and hobbies. He's the embodiment of a man-child, refusing to grow up while grappling with the responsibilities of leading his household. Peter's passions are a nostalgic love letter to pop culture, from Star Trek and Three's Company to his unshakable devotion to Kiss and Barry Manilow. These quirks define his identity, reflecting a simpler, carefree version of adulthood. Even his breakfast cereal choices, Total, Tricks, and Boo Berry showcase his childlike delight in life's small joys.
I don't get that. That's a bad cereal. Get some of the blueberry.
His relationship with Lois serves as one of the show's focal points, often highlighting his ego and competitiveness. Peter's jealousy surfaces whenever Lois is right, sparking his relentless need to prove himself. Whether fighting censorship or indulging in apocalyptic paranoia, Peter's absurd antics frequently end in over-the-top, petty celebrations, like in the iconic PTV. However, Peter's darker side emerges in his treatment of Meg. His relentless bullying, whether through cruel pranks, insults, or outright neglect, is both a recurring gag and a window into his flaws. Yet, in fleeting moments, Peter displays a flicker of love and respect for his daughter, such as in Peter's Daughter and Road to Rupert. His behavior may stem from his own childhood trauma, particularly the abuse he endured from his sister, Karen Griffin, offering a sobering glimpse into his psyche. Peter's friendships with Glenn Quagmire, Joe Swanson, and Cleveland Brown add another dimension to his character. Together, their antics from ridiculous costume contests to surviving desert island escapades are staples of the show's humor. Despite often dragging them into chaos, Peter's loyalty to his friends is undeniable. At his core, Peter isn't the brightest or most self-aware character, but his lovable ignorance and outrageous behavior make him the heart of Family Guy.
Hey, get out of here! Hey!
From his ridiculous hobbies to his misguided pranks, Peter's antics drive the show's humor. Underneath it all, his vulnerability, his constant need for validation, and his struggles with Lois and Meg gives him surprising depth. For these reasons, Peter Griffin claims the S-tier spot. His outsized personality, chaotic relationships, and comedic brilliance make him the centerpiece of the Griffin family. Love him or hate him, Peter is one of the most iconic characters in animated television history. And that's a wrap for today's ranking. Whether you agree or disagree, one thing's for sure, Family Guy is filled with unforgettable characters and hilarious moments. So, who do you think deserved a higher or lower spot? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more rankings, deep dives, and animated laughs. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time, same Griffin channel.